All right, welcome everyone. We're casting Heroic Division tonight between Wildheart Gaming and Ceros Crypto Crew, and I'm lucky enough to have Coffee joining me to co-cast. How are you doing tonight, Coffee?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm trying to keep cool. I don't know, it's probably hot where you are, but it hit 100 here today for me, and I don't have AC, so it's finally starting to cool off now. We're trying to get some fresh air through the house. How about you?
It's definitely pretty warm here, but we are fortunate enough to have AC. God bless, and it feels really nice. So I won't go into that because I don't want to make you jealous or anything. But
Well, let's go over these map selections before we get into this game. It does look like everyone's in the lobby now, so we're just going to pop over to our map selection screen here and give you the rundown of how we got where we're going. Coin toss was won by Ceros Crypto Crew tonight. They decided to go with map pick, giving the first pick option over to Wildheart Gaming. Map bans are Dragonshire and Hanamura coming out from the side of Wildheart Gaming. Bractus Holdout and Towers of Doom taken away by CCC. They are taking us to Infernal Shrines for game number 1. Again, this one picked by Ceros Crypto Crew. I'm going to let them know we're ready when they are in the chat now.
right.
Hi, Mama Dovi, Luminaire, Day. I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for coming to listen to the cast. I appreciate it.
Hope everyone's having a great evening.
Whew. All right, here we go. Game number 1.
All right.
Now, I've had the pleasure of casting a couple of Wildheart Gaming's games at this point, but this is my first time seeing Ceros Crypto Crew in action, so I'm excited to see what they have to bring tonight.
Yeah, I've seen a couple VODs. Never had the pleasure of casting, obviously, because I'm brand new to it. But I know I've seen both these teams in action, and I'm excited to see them clash this evening. It should be exciting.
See that Decker band coming out first from the side of Wildheart Gaming.
It's interesting because I thought he'd kind of be, irrelevant after the Ruby nerf, but still being prioritized in the draft in terms of bans and picks. And we have a Junkrat banned out on the other side.
I mean, I haven't seen him banned every single match, but I think at this point there's a lot of people comfortable on Deckard because of how popular he was for so long. So, and he's still a decent healer, even though that there was that nerf to rubies. He still is able to do quite a lot for team setups, especially when you have that stay a while and listen. It pairs so well with so many different other abilities and heroics.
I feel like the cooldown to Ruby has less of an impact here, more than ever, because these teams are both super coordinated. They know when they're diving, and if they coordinate like when they're going to use Ruby and how they can benefit from it, that nerf really doesn't hurt us here, I don't think.
And there's the Diva first pick coming out from McNulty, followed up by the Sonya on the side of Ceros Crypto Crew.
So both teams prioritizing their offlaners. Pretty cool to see, and Stukov to follow that.
Oh yeah, a little bit of confusion from chat. There is a player called TV Coffee on the side of Ceros Crypto Crew, and then there's Coffee Club TV casting with me.
Yeah, this has been confusing for a long time, I think. Yeah, because originally when I started on Twitch, I was Darth Coffee, and when I did like a rebrand to Coffee Club TV, I had no idea that there was a TV Coffee in the Heroes community. And yeah, I mean, but this has been people have talked about this for a while, and I'm just glad to finally cast one of his games because I know he's a monster.
Yeah, I got the pleasure of seeing him play a bit in the in-houses we set up to try and highlight some players for the CCL.
Yeah, he's
so
great.
I'm a little familiar with him now. I have Brown Balla picking up that gray main and Lupus on the Diablo on the side of Wildheart Gaming. I like this combo together. I always love gray main paired with Diablo. It means you have something that's capable of doing range damage, but there to follow up on anything Diablo dives in for.
I agree, and I think that's going to work really well for them on this map too. Greymane's pretty good shrine clear, and there's some sticky areas around the shrine where Diablo can really get some wall bangs in there. And Johanna is going to be picked up as well as Cassia on
And
the
that's
other
another
side.
nice pairing together with the blinds.
And then Wildheart's going to finish off with a Medivh Malfurion. Spicy. Very spicy, indeed.
I don't think I've seen Wildheart bring the Medivh out yet, so I'm excited to see this match.
Maybe they're trying something new here. That is exciting. Maybe we get to see her for the first time. And TV Coffee is going to round out the draft with a Zarya.
That's a lot of melee. And Cassia's range is, you know, half there.
Yeah, I almost feel like Cassie is sort of melee as well. I
Yeah.
mean, she's not, but yeah, that's a good point.
Interesting that there's like not really any mages in this. I mean, if you want to count Medivh, maybe, but like you don't have any of that spell burst damage. I feel like these fights are just going to be really long and sustained and kind of fun to see what's going on.
I agree. I think I like both drafts. If I had to choose which draft I liked the most, I think I'd be leaning towards Wildheart Gaming on this one, though.
I think it's going to come down to a lot of how well they play around the Zarya shields, because Zarya can pump out quite a bit of damage, and also the shields just help her team survive in these fights. So if they can avoid, you know, feeding her energy, it could definitely go over to the side of Wildheart Gaming. But here we are, game number 1 of this best of 3 series. On the left-hand side, we have Wildheart Gaming with Dope Monster on the Malfurion, Brownballa on the Greymane, Lupus playing the Diablo, McNulty on the D.Va, and we have the Medivh being played by Tempest.
And on the right-hand side, on the side of Ceros Crypto Crew, we've got Zamil playing the Stukov, N1K0 playing Johanna, iFeed on the Cassia, TV Coffee on Zarya, and Nathanatos. Nathanatos? Yeah, I'm saying that right. On the Sonya. So we'll see how... I'm excited to see that D.Va Sonya matchup, but it looks like both teams are going to head towards the middle here, and we possibly get a little 5v5 action to start the game.
Do you even lift?
Alright, just some clearing, a little bit of poke going back and forth. CCC already managing to clear out that mid lane and rotating down to the bottom, but Medivh setting up portals, making these rotations. You know, they're going to be fast if they want to be on the side of Wildheart Gaming.
Yeah, for sure. And in the top lane, as Sonya appears to be winning the lane for now. We'll see how that plays out. But big portal coming in from Medivh. Diablo and the Greymane go through it. Diablo's getting a little low, manages to walk away. Greymane's not done yet. He's pushing through the Stukov silence, but a little bit of fireworks here. Nothing too fancy.
We do have camps up and available now, so I expect to see some teams starting to look to pick those up here.
I love this Medivh just sharking around, just giving his team vision, exactly what they need right now as they start this camp.
Now, Lupus is also just sitting in that bush, keeping an eye out for what's going on here. Meanwhile, Ceros Crypto Crew picking up that bottom siege camp. Their camp's still up and available. Wildheart Gaming grabbing their siege camp in the mid lane.
Yeah, overall, I think a better play by CCC to prioritize that bottom camp first, and now they can get their camp on their own side for free here.
Yeah, it's usually that, or you grab siege camp like right at 1 minute, and if you finish it early enough, you have to make the team decide, like the enemy team decide, whether they want to clear out mid camp and catch the soak there, or contest bottom camp but miss soak and maybe take a little bit of front wall damage on their mid fort.
Makes sense. And Wildheart Gaming now prioritizing the camp in the upper left. They are slightly behind in XP, but Medivh stayed bottom, and he's trying to supplement that a little bit.
I'm expecting to see that the Bruiser camp is now going to get picked up by the side of Ceros Crypto Crew at the same time. So they'll have these two Bruiser camps pushing against each other in the top lane. Malfurion is holding off grabbing this camp so that it's not going out early enough for CCC to clean up before objective, so that's good.
Yeah, that's definitely good. And I think the most important thing here on the side of Wildheart Gaming is that D.Va has a bomb going into this objective. She doesn't want to waste that bomb up here, kind of dueling with Sonya. She wants to continue to save that bomb and take that with her into this team fight on the Shrine. And it looks like that's what she's going to do.
We do have Shrine started by Wildheart Gaming. 4v4 on the point right now as D.Va and Sonya kind of hanging around top. But here comes Sonya joining the fight, making it a 5v4 in favor of CCC.
Yeah, overall, pretty even on the Shrine clear here, but they're slightly outnumbered. Excuse me, Wildheart Gaming is, but D.Va is arriving a little bit late to the party here. She has arrived. She's going to drop that bomb right now. Chaos amongst the Turtle Doves as CCC scrambles to get out. And the fight rages on. No big impact. Huge silence coming up by Stukov. Zarya trying to make it out. Lupus trying to peel the Sonya, but Sonya just spinning to win in the back line. Greymane barely makes it out. Gonna have to tap. No deaths so far, Jazzy.
We are 22-32 on Skeletal Defenders for the point here, favoring CCC right now. Looking to try and finish them out. They only need 3 more minions picked up here. Wildheart Gaming trying to delay it, but not quite enough. This first objective going over to the side of CC, pushing in the mid, and now Greymane and Medivh getting a little bit clawed out here, and they do fall. And I believe that was first blood.
It was, and that's going to be a reset on the stacks on Medivh as well. I didn't see what he got to there, but that's gonna cost him, I think.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate, and they lost all of their DPS for the defense as well, so there's not really much damage you can do to the Punisher at this point. So this is going to be the mid fort falling here. Brown Balla back up now to clear the rest of this Punisher out with the help of Malfurion. Rest of the team members just looking to grab soak where they can. Diablo in the bottom lane. Medivh keeping eyes on where the rest of CCC is.
Yep, indeed. And so Wildheart is down about a level at this point, but they're on the same talent tier, and I think that they're going to look to take another fight before 10. But we'll have to see how that plays out here. I think that'll probably end up coming before the next Shrine. It depends if they choose to take advantage of this equal talent here and invade, or if they kind of play passive. And it looks like Nico on the side of CCC is scouting that bush. He's not interested in any invasions at this point.
I do have to say Wildheart Gaming is doing a pretty good job of keeping up in XP, considering they had 2 kills onto their team. They lost the objective, and they haven't taken the bottom camp yet. They're, you know, not quite a level behind, so I think that's not too bad for them. But level 10s are now coming up online for the side of CCC. They're not going to be able to force this fight before level 10's grabbed here, and we can figure out a little bit more what CCC is going for here. Stukov talenting into massive shove. We have the Blessed Shield being picked up by Joanna. Graviton Surge by Zarya, and Wrath of the Berserker from Sonya. Cassia's still holding on to her ult, so I'm not sure if we're going to see Valkyrie or Ball Lightning here.
I think Stukov actually, I double checked it because I was excited for Massive Shove, and he actually ended up going for the Flailing Swipe. So
yes,
we don't get shove here, but so looking to play a little bit more defensively. I was hoping for some aggressive shove plays, but not this game. Makes sense against the Diablo and the Greymane ultimately, especially with Medivh diving them with portals. But we'll have to see how this first team fight plays out, I think.
Level 10s are now online for the side of Wildheart Gaming. Interestingly enough, we have Medivh picking up Polymorph. The Polybomb, I should say. You know, you normally see Medivh's picking Leyline, especially at this level of play, so I'm interested to see how that works out. But they have a lot of melee on the side of CCC, so maybe, you know, it's going to be spread quite a bit, and they might get some fun value off of it. Other than that, Cursed Bullet, APOC getting picked up. We have Twilight Dream from the Malfurion, and Micro Missiles being grabbed by the D.Va. Nothing too out of the ordinary there.
Yeah, I love the choice to go Twilight Dream here. It's going to be super dangerous with the Medivh portals. Instantly teleporting into a 5-stack and popping that Twilight Dream could get very, very exciting very fast.
Next objective spawning in 10 seconds here for the bottom lane. Both teams still have a fort and well up, but the wall down on the side of Wildheart Gaming right now.
Yeah, and Sonya's going to have to clear up that top camp, so she's going to be a little late getting to this fight. Portal goes out, and the bomb has not been popped yet, but a massive Twilight Dream, and there's the bomb. The flailing swipe to knock the bomb away. Huge play by the Stukov. Huge silence coming out afterwards. And Medivh is going to fall again. Malfurion running for his life, also going to fall. Brown Ball is next, and Lupus is getting chased down. Lupus makes it out. But what an insane team fight. I think they hit level 13 in the middle of that fight as well. It's just added insult to injury, but huge play from CCC. This is going to be the second Punisher going over to them.
Yeah, there was an engage attempt there, and I'm just wondering if it goes back to the draft, there's just not quite enough burst damage to get those picks with the APOC combo. So everyone's kind of living through it and then just continuing the fight because, you know, there's both sides. I mean, both sides have a ton of sustain and not real too much burst damage.
If Zukov hadn't have flailing swiped that bomb over to the right-hand side, I think that probably would have killed at least one, maybe two members on the side of CCC, and I think it would have been a totally different team fight. So we'll see how that plays out as we get some more fights here. But bottom lane is getting pushed hard right now. We have an Arcane Punisher on the side of CCC. Looks like Loops is going to try to leap it here and walk it towards middle, while CCC sieges up bottom.
They do have that front wall down on the bottom keep already, now looking to push in to take down this keep. Punisher does the jump onto Lupus here.
TV Coffee doing what Zarya does best and just sitting tight. Sieging up hard. And doesn't look like they're... Oh man, they almost have this bottom keep here. I think the GOAT people. The siege is ultimately gonna get... No! Wildheart
Keep managing
Gaming.
to survive there. We do have the siege camp now getting picked up by the side of CCC, stealing that siege camp away from Wildheart Gaming. That level lead becoming more apparent here. Just now a little over a level ahead of Wildheart Gaming, and pushings for level 16s now on the side of CCC.
Top lane is getting pushed in now by CCC. 5v1 up there. Deepa's got to be careful. Yeah, I'd just get out of there if I was McNulty, but gonna do what you can up top. Ultimately, this fort is gonna fall as well as CCC marches closer and closer to level 16.
Oh no!
But
Lupus
APOC comes out. Doesn't look like it's gonna do anything. Medivh portal to get the Diablo in there. Ultimately silenced on the other end though. And now Wildheart Gaming running for their lives. Big smash coming out on the Sonya. Ultimately not going to do too much here.
Now, Lupus popped that APOC looking to combo it onto a member of CCC, but ended up hitting the minion for his Q instead of an enemy hero, unfortunately. Level 16's now online for the side of CCC here. Meaning they're going to have a little bit of an advantage for a while here. Wildheart Gaming going to have to sit back, let the waves come to them, look to just kind of soak safely, don't overextend, because I'm sure if they do that, CCC is going to look for the gank. I see Sonya rotate over here to grab the Bruiser camp on the side of Ceros Crypto Crew. And here they go, finishing off the bottom keep.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Not much that they could really do there. That was pretty much dead at that point. Bottom siege camp looking to get picked up now by the side of CCC. Level 16 still not online quite yet for Wildheart Gaming. So they're just sitting back in their lanes, kind of freezing them, letting the soak come to them. They're making sure they're not damaging any of the enemy minions in these lanes, as you can see here.
Jazzy, can you still hear me all right? I think I lost you.
I hear you now.
Lane at some point. Mid-team fight.
I was like, Coffee got quiet. I'll just fill space. I'm sure he'll come back. All right, CCC already setting up for that objective here. We do have Diablo walking in. Level 16s are now online for the side of Wildheart Gaming, so this is an equal Talontier fight. Here comes the APOC, Unstoppable being used by the Sonya, and the Diva Bomb is out. Swiped away once again by the Stukov. Sonya in the backline, spinning to win, and out comes the Polybomb from the Medivh. Unfortunately, the rest of the members getting caught in the Graviton Surge silence.
Jazzy, can you hear me okay?
And down goes the Medivh and the...
I can no longer hear you.
Uh-oh. Hang on, let me restart my call with coffee. We're having technical difficulties. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. There we go.
Blue team
Perfect. Could you hear me in the cast? While I was
Oh,
at it?
yeah. You got quiet for a minute and then you came back, but I accidentally hit my toggle mute button.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Third Punisher going over to the side of CCC here. Yeah, I thought that my Discord was messed up or something, so I was trying to figure out what was up, but that makes sense.
My bad.
Okay. My bad too. So this mid keep is going to fall even before the Frozen Punisher manages to get there. Diablo's going to try to jump it. Ultimately, the damage is done, and now it's marching on the core here.
Diablo going in, looking to stun the Sonya. He does manage to get that off, but nothing really to follow up here. Tempest getting quite low, but they're trying to push off CCC from the core here while the Punisher continues to siege up. They get the pick onto Greymane. APOC combo comes out looking for that pick onto the Joanna here. They do find it, but that Punisher is still hitting the core and jumping on the members of Wildheart Gaming. Sonya going straight for the core now. Lupus looks like he's eyeing up the Sonya here, looking to find an angle to stun her. He does find it, and again, unfortunately, just not enough damage from the side of Wildheart Gaming to get a pick off of it. Punisher jumping onto Dope Monster here, and the core is falling 3%, and it's down. Game number one going over to the side of Ceros Crypto Crew.
Yeah, really, really strong march by Ceros Crypto Crew there, recognizing the advantage they had. Getting that mid keep down before the Punisher even arrived, I think allowed them to march on the core there. Super impressive play. That's how you end a game in style.
Yeah, 1 to 9 in kills too. So the Joanna only one to fall, and that was like right at the very end of the match there as they did the core defense. So very clean game from the side of CCC. Looks like they're already ready to get into this next match here. I just see a lobby link pop up in the NGS chat.
Awesome.
Let me update scores and map selections. In the meantime, so it does look like we are going to Battlefield of Eternity for game number 2. I'm not quite sure who has picked this one yet. Let me get Coffee showing here because he disappeared on me.
Oh, I think it was because I tried to rejoin the Discord call to try to.
OBS is finicky with it sometimes. All right, there we go. Coffee's back. We'll get into this lobby. We'll figure out who is picking this map. It was a real fast pick, so I'm wondering if Wildheart Gaming decided to go with map pick.
Yeah, that was honestly a really dominant showing by CCC over Wildheart there. I think Wildheart had a great idea about what they wanted to do to utilize Medivh in their rotations and then their engages. I did think we began to see kind of that magic come together towards the end, but it was too little too late, and CCC really showing their power in that first game. I'm excited to see game number 2.
Yeah, very dominant showing. I mean, the last few games I've casted of Wildhearts, they've ended up taking the win. So to have a team come in here and just I mean, I wouldn't even say that was close at all.
Well, it's like you said, you hadn't seen the Medivh yet. Maybe they were trying a new strat. It was the first game of this series. Not a terrible time to try a new strat, really. Let's see what they try to do in game number 2.
Let's pop over to map selections really quickly here, give you a rundown, update you. It is Wildheart Gaming that chose this one here, so let me update that real quick. But if you're just tuning in, here's where we are. Game number 1 going over to the side of Ceros Crypto Crew on Infernal Shrines. That map picked by CCC. Maps that are banned out: Dragonshire, Hanamura, taken away by Wildheart Gaming. Braxis, Holdout, Towers of Doom, banned out by Ceros Crypto Crew. Game number 2, this one chosen by Wildheart Gaming, and we are going to Battlefield of Eternity. I'm going to let them know that we are ready when they are.
Yeah.
And we can get into game
Ready to
number
go.
2 here. I hope we go to a game number 3. I want this to be a little bit more of an
I do
exciting
too.
series.
Yeah, that was a short game. I'm really hoping for a game number 3 here, and I'm super curious to know what these teams try on Battlefield. Battlefield is one of my favorite maps. I like that there's a couple different ways you can play this. You can either go super race comp and really burn that immortal, or go all defensive, like 5 defense even, and work on like stacking heroes that need stacks, or you can have one person go on offense and leave 4 to defend. Basically, I just love that. There's a lot of meta play in the center that involves brawling, basically. So I'm excited to see what kind of comps they try to work in here, and see how that plays out.
Does look like they're ready to get into this. They did a countdown, but I don't know if ready was actually clicked because it's taking a long time here. Okay, they're just goofing in chat right now. We're just waiting for those teams to be ready, and then we'll be getting into this game number 2. In the meantime, I'll flip back over to Coffee and I.
What did you think of the Zarya in that last game?
I mean, they set the combos up really nice. Every time she put out a Graviton Surge, it was followed up with a Silence underneath, and it was just really devastating for the side of Wildheart Gaming. So I think I mean, it's like having Zarya's level 20, except the entire game, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I really especially like that the Graviton Surge was basically placed under the Medivh portal.
Yeah.
Whenever that tried to happen, and it was, like you said, followed up with a Stukov Silence. Really, really great way to counter the Medivh, I think. And I'm just wondering if they had that kind of comp plan before they saw the Medivh, or if they, just knew that that's exactly what they needed to do right there.
Yeah, that's something we could look to ask them in the interview. But here we are, game number 2. That is if they win the best of 3 series. Like I said, we are going to Battlefield of Eternity. This one picked by Wildheart Gaming. The other thing I've been seeing a lot is like Diablos are taking APOC still, which is fine, but with Gladiator's Medallion, if it's not like preset up with like a stay a while and listen or something that's already made people like sleep underneath it or something, they're just cleansing and walking out of it almost every time I see it.
Interesting. So we actually get a new player on the side of CCC this game. Coffee, my counterpart, doppelganger, best friend, is stepping out, and Juan Pablo is stepping in. So we get a new player on the side of CCC.
A little less confusing for the viewers now. I believe Coffee was subbing in for Juan in that last game, if I remember correctly.
It's Wildheart Gaming. Wildheart Gaming again choosing to ban the Deckard.
I wonder if CCC has like an insane Deckard player.
That's very possible, yeah. He is the type of hero that can become super impressive when put in a very, very skilled player's hands. CCC is starting off strong here with the Imperious, and Wildheart Gaming following that up with a Chromie and ETC. Love the ETC here. Excited to see a Chromie on Battlefield of Eternity. Pretty good poke. Not a super common pick on this map, obviously, because heroes, I think, like Li Ming outshine with their poke on the Immortal, but Li Ming's banned, so Chromie is a pretty strong pick.
I feel like I see her more often
her a lot?
than not. A lot of the time she's banned because she was like meta for a while and was
yeah.
always taken away. But when Ming's taken away and you want that like ranged poke on Immortal, she's a pretty good hero to pick up. I don't know though if that translate well into winning Battlefield of Eternity. If you were to go look at her win rate on this map, that's something I would need to look up, and I'm curious about.
CCC just going to pick up the Rainer and the Urel. So we have 2 offlaners essentially on the side of CCC. Obviously, one of them is going to be more integral in the team fight. Probably the Imperious, if I had to say, but we'll have to see how that plays out.
Imperious main tank, I've been seeing it more and more often, and especially up in Heroic Division now. This is maybe the 2nd or 3rd game I've seen run with an Imperious main tank. I usually see it paired with something that can often an Ana, but they banned the Ana. I'm curious, they're going to need some kind of burst damage to secure kills off of the Imperious stun, because that's really, like, that's how you set up these fights, right? You go in for that stun burst damage down the target, and right now they have Rainer, so I'm not sure what they're going to look to pick up here to kind of secure those kills with the Imperious.
Yeah, more than likely some type of mage, I imagine, here. Wildheart is going to grab the Grey main again. Brown Bala playing a pretty great Grey main. That's
what I was going to say might be good on the side of Ceros Crypto crew is a Grey main. Would be able to burst them down pretty decently and still provide good burn for Immortal. But Wildheart Grey main grabbing it instead, as well as that Anduin.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing for CCC, but grabbing a second auto attacker might be scary while Cassia is actually still on the board. Or a 3rd auto attacker, I should say, really. And they are going to go with that Tassadar. I like that pick here. I like that pick a lot. He has that exact burst that you were talking about. That would be great follow-up to that Imperious stun. And
I have a feeling we might be seeing Bloodlust as well.
Oh, my gosh. You're right. You're absolutely right. Imperious with Bloodlust, people kind of sleep on, but it's absolutely disgusting as well. So we're going to see McNulty's D.Va again.
You know, everyone keeps banning D.Va and talking about D.Va, but I haven't really been impressed with any of the games I've seen her in. I think she's been a little lackluster, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think that people that used to play D.Va when she was super niche are really, really good at the new D.Va. And people that are picking up D.Va for the first time, potentially, to try and take advantage of her buffs are a little, kind of, mediocre. Like, she's still strong, but yeah, I think that people that played her a whole lot before this rework are, like, kind of in this S-tier land right now, but... I'm excited to see how this Chromie plays out. The new kind of meta for Chromie is this W build since her rework, but Q build Chromie would probably be better race here, to be honest with you. Curious to see what build we see.
Yeah, she still hasn't picked up that level 1 talent, so she's going to leave us hanging for a little bit, but let's get into these team introductions. Yeah. On the left-hand side, we have Wildheart Gaming with Lupus on the ETC, Dome Monster on that Anduin, Tempest playing the Chromie, Brown Bala on his infamous Grey main, and McNulty on that D.Va once again.
And on Ceros Crypto crew, we have Nathanatos on the Urel, Zamil on Rhaegar, Juan Pablo joining us now with the Rainer, iFeed on the Tassadar, and N1K0 or Nico on the Imperious.
D.Va and Urel going to do the off-lane thing here, so we are right about the Imperious main tank. Here comes the stun onto that ETC. Rest of the CCC looking to follow up with the damage, but Lupus turning right back around on them. Power slides through the Imperious, loops back around to walk out of there.
Yeah, Nico scouting that ETC out really fast, and I think Lupus was a little surprised at the amount of damage he took there. Time trap going on to Nico. Nico going to take some damage. Good placement of that time trap by Tempest.
Let's take a look at this top lane here, see how the matchup between the Urel and D.Va is going. Urel seems to be kind of dominating right now, getting the D.Va mech quite low and still managing to soak this lane.
Ceros Crypto Crew gonna grab these goat people down bottom here. Another time trap coming on to Nico after he speared in. Ultimately, not gonna be a lot happening there due to that time trap. Tempest really on point with the time trap placement.
They did take chronic conditions, meaning that the time trap enemies will be slowed by 30% for 3 seconds, and allies will get 30% movement speed when coming out of the time trap. I'm gonna see 2v2 now up in the top lane here. Brown Balla coming up, getting that siege camp, and now helping McNulty push it in a little bit. Raynor responding by rotating up here as well to help clean it up.
Yeah, I like that play a lot. I think that ultimately less people in the bottom lane prevents Chromie from stacking as fast. So on the side of CCC, it's probably a pretty good move to have 2 people in the top lane, honestly. But both Raynor and Greymane are going to rotate back bottom now.
I don't know if you had a chance to look at Chromie's level 1, but she actually went with Time Walker's Pursuit, so they gain 15% spell power.
Nice.
So that one, definitely not the typical pickup I see at level 1 on Chromie, so I'm really interested to see how that plays out. Unfortunately, we did just see her getting picked off here. That Imperious combo coming out with the follow-up damage. Too much for her.
There's not going to be a time trap to save you from that one. That was rough.
Both teams picking up their bruiser camp here, so those will be pushing during objective. We do have CCC already kind of sitting around the immortal spawn in here.
Lucas scouting that out with a spear. Eats him. The wall comes out. He's not going to be able to slide away, but the Anduin save, I think, saved his life right there. It was not looking good.
Absolutely. We are going to see a bit of a 4v4 here as the offlaners are opting to clean up those bruiser camps. Power slide out onto the Imperious. Greymane going in to try and secure this kill, and we are going to see the Imperious falling here. You're going to see Urel trying to help turn this team fight around, but she's getting quite chunked herself. Knocks back some of the members of Wildheart Gaming and is going to walk away here. But the burn is already on the side of Wildheart Gaming's Immortal. Not quite to half health, but it's working. They're working their way down there. Only a little bit more poke and we'll be at the halftime here.
McNulty's still clearing top. He's going to take a break now and go on offense. See how he uses his bomb here. He's probably going to wait to after halftime to actually end up using it. But there is a fight breaking out bottom lane. ETC sliding onto the Raynor. Not a whole lot of burst damage coming out. McNulty in the background, the backline has his bomb. Going to use it. Chromie firing shots. Ultimately, bomb is not going to hit anybody, but D.Va's back in the mech, and they're going back on offense.
Now the race is on now. Looks like both teams deciding to go and just start hitting Immortal while, you know, off lane or tank kind of zones off.
Yeah.
It does look like this first Immortal is going to go over to the side of Ceros Crypto Crew, though.
It was so close. It was so close. That was a tight one. Both teams have pretty good race.
Yeah, both teams are really burn it down. And I think, too, I'm waiting for level 10s to come online, but I feel like it's going to be a Bloodlust. And in close situations like that, we might be seeing Bloodlusts being popped just to win race, potentially. Might be a bit of a waste.
Yeah.
But if it stays close like that, they might need it. Lupus getting caught out here again. Wall blocking him off, but he's going to be able to back up here. Anduin throwing out some heals for him. This Immortal getting shredded down pretty quickly here. They're going to get this front wall, but probably not much more than that.
Yeah, and both teams still very even in XP. Chromie is getting her shots off when she needs. Tassadar is stacking. There is going to be a fight over this top camp. Imperious missing the spear. Big slide coming out from ETC. Imperious is kind of hurting. Trying to back out.
Wildheart Gaming manages to pick up the camp here. Imperious looking to walk away. No kills here, but camp going over to the side of Wildheart Gaming, so I would say they won that one. Also forced the Urel to have to rotate up to kind of help out in the fight in case it got a little bit too much for the side of CCC to handle.
And that fight kind of highlighted, I think, the only issue with Imperious tank is if he misses the spear, I think you're kind of playing on the back foot, like from that point forward in the team fight. And super heads up play by them to recognize that, and Tassadar set down a wall for him to be able to walk out there.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Imperious, is if you can hit all your Qs, you're going to win the game, but the second you start missing, you really don't have the health pool to be standing in the front line, and you just use your only escape. to engage. So definitely a little bit tricky to play, but it works out
Our eternal battle will soon
a lot of the
be
time,
upon you.
surprisingly.
Yeah.
McNulty has that bomb up once again on the D.Va. Siege camp up and available. Looks like there's a rotation from CCC to pick up this bottom camp. Wildheart Gaming aware of what's going on, but it looks like Imperius doing a good job of kind of zoning them off of that and convincing them not to try to contest here. Bruiser camp up now on the side of Wildheart Gaming. They're going to go ahead and grab that. And now CCC's just coming up right now as well. Probably not enough time. Well, are they going to go for it?
Juan Pablo's starting it.
I guess they're going to start it up. I mean, the defense is on their side, so they have time to grab this.
Yeah, meanwhile, McNulty and Nathanatos are in the top lane getting that soak. Nathanatos is going to help this team reach level 10, and now CCC is trying to force something.
ERL jumping in here, looking to find something. McNulty
Level 10
getting
is
knocked
also
back.
picked up by Wildheart Gaming.
Imperius getting quite low. He pops his angelic armaments. Shield gets burnt down, so I don't think he got the opportunity to do a little bit of damage after that. And they've managed to make CCC back up a little bit off this Immortal.
McNulty had to actually got her mech destroyed there. Didn't get to pop the bomb. That's going to hurt him in the second half.
There we go. Power slide out onto the Imperius. Greymane diving in to finish off the kill. We have the Bloodlust pop now. Archon up, and we have the Mosh come out, connect onto the Tassadar, but immediately interrupted. McNulty back down to help out the team here. Looks like Greymane had to back to get a tap, and now the D.Va Bomb comes out. Power slide, but everybody's going to be able to walk out of that D.Va Bomb. Once again, not really hitting any of the members of Ceros Crypto crew.
Great pick onto the Imperius, but Imperius is already back up, Jazzy.
Exactly. They're trying to get some Immortal burn done here, but as you said, Imperius back up, so they can look for this kill once again. Does look like Urel's getting in a little bit of a sticky situation. She is going to pop that Ardent Defender, get herself healed up a bit. And right now, Wildheart Gaming a little bit ahead on this Immortal burn.
Yeah, it's looking really even. Halftime hasn't even started yet. Both teams kind of, it looks like CCC is going to press up and force that halftime, recognizing that D.Va's in the top lane. Big spear coming out onto the ETC. Slide follows up. Big damage coming out on Imperius, though. Imperius is low. He's going to need to walk away. Spear's out. The Anduin ult doesn't hit anybody. And now Urel jumping away to safety. McNulty's on the chase, though.
Yeah, Urel did take that level 7 Divine Steed. So she does mount quite fast and is able to kind of hop over that wall and mount away. And there we go. Really right down, cutting it close again. But this time, Immortal going over to the side of Wildheart Gaming.
These Immortal burns are so close. Oh, man. Slide coming out onto Imperius. Imperius trying to get away, just barely gets out. Wow.
The heavens shall triumph.
Nika's going to have to back here while this Immortal pushes top.
Here we have the Hyperion being used as a defense onto this Immortal. Front wall falling quite quickly here. Immortal still at half health. They might be able to find a little bit more off of this Immortal yet. Tassadar kind of stepping a little far forward. Needs to be a bit careful here. Nobody wants to end up power slided by the ETC this far forward. And here we have the Light Bomb. Power slide coming out. Fortunately, Juan had that Gladiator's Medallion up to use. It's going to be cleansed and walk away. Here comes Urel, trying to catch them on the retreat here. Knocks back the ETC.
Bloodlust is popped.
Bloodlust, yeah, Bloodlust coming out. Now the chase is on for that ETC. He is managing to power slide away, but Urel's still in there. Leap of Faith coming out to save the Chromie. Brown Balla trying to put out a little bit of damage just to push back CCC, and they're all out. They're safe.
And meanwhile, Jazzy, McNulty is just pushing bottom and giving them that XP advantage. Lots of really awesome skirmishes, exciting plays, but people aren't dying. I mean, it's a testament to the skill level of these players, knowing exactly what their limits are before they need to back out, as well as the healers. Incredible healing as well.
I have that bottom siege camp get picked up now by the side of Wildheart Gaming. Urel scouting it, realizes what's going on, but unfortunately no other teammates around to help or contest it. So that's going to go over to the side of Wildheart Gaming. Chromie and D.Va still in that top lane, clearing that up a bit. They really needed that Immortal that time to push out that top lane because their top fort was getting quite a bit of damage just, you know, from the waves and camps that they had going on. So clearing out the fort on the side of Ceros Crypto crew allows them to have those periodic Katas now spawning in the top lane to kind of deep push that lane for them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about that fight that sticks out to me is that the duration of Gladiator's Medallion is long enough to avoid the slide and the Anduin Light Bomb if you pop it at the right time. And it
Yeah.
was popped at the exact right time to avoid both of those stuns. Kind of impressive, really, to know that moment.
Do you have Bruiser Camp picked up by the side of Wildheart Gaming? Ceros Crypto Crew also finishing theirs, but holding off capping it right away. It is now capped. Thanos getting power slid onto, stunned for a moment here. Lots of damage going out onto that Yrel. Greymane going in to try and finish the kill. But it's going to be the D.Va that's actually getting quite low. Has that D.Va bomb up to use in this engage here.
Both teams are probably going to have to clear their respective camps, though. Imperius is getting caught by the slide and Light Bomb, ends up walking away. Bloodlust is popped. They're kind of trying to get into the fight right now. Archon's going to be popped as well. They're on the chase for that ETC. He's going to pop Gladiator's Medallion to get out. And the Thanatos is in here, going to knock ETC. Anduin's going to save him ultimately. And again, no deaths.
We are at halftime, though, for the Immortal, and this time, race is not even close. Wildheart Gaming barely getting any damage onto their Immortal. Looking to play the defense here. ETC went in for that power slide, but it did not connect. Now Brown Bala trying to chase away CCC, and they're just set up for the defense here. We do have, you know, almost all the... We have Ardent Defender and Angelic Armaments, as well as the Hyperion up on the side of CCC.
The Thanatos jumping into the back line, trying to make something happen. Meanwhile, Greymane this whole time is on offense. I think that Wildheart Gaming is either going to need to back out here and make something happen. I think they're choosing to back out, ultimately. D.Va's actually in a world of hurt here. Doesn't have her Q. Getting stuck out. The Thanatos still diving the back line. Curse Bullet's coming up. ETC with a big slide. Mosh is going to get interrupted. And again, we have no deaths in these team fights.
I mean, yeah, it's not surprising. These are typically pretty low death games in Heroic Division. But it is really exciting to see them all escape death with barely any health left on them. Here we see this Immortal on the side of CCC, pushing in the bottom fort now. McNulty doing what he can to defend it. They do not have the Yrel with them, so this is a 5v4 defense, so they might be able to clear this out before they lose this bottom fort. And that's exactly what we're going to see happen. Bot Siege Camp is up now. We could see a little bit of a fight over this bottom one as D.Va takes off to go match the Yrel in top lane. Wildheart Gaming already starting that camp here.
Yeah, Wildheart Gaming recognizes, I think, that they are closer to 16 here. They don't want to get into too much of a skirmish before that moment happens. But there is 4 people rotating top.
They might make a play for this top fort, knowing that Wildheart Gaming were on the bottom camp. They have just enough time to kind of secure this and open up the map for themselves, counter that periodic catapults that are coming in that top lane now.
Yeah, I love that play, and they are going to grab those that camp top lane as well.
Wildheart Gaming, though, just decides, you know what, we're just going to trade forts. We're still up a structure here. Siege Camp capped by the side of Ceros Crypto Crew in the top lane, so that's going to need to be cleared up at some point here. Level 16 is now up and available for the side of Wildheart Gaming. So again, they're still slightly ahead on XP. Level 16 is not too far off for the side of Ceros Crypto's crew, though.
Yeah, they're going to see if they can make something happen with this level 16. I think ultimately CCC is just going to get 16 off this bottom wave here. But potential bush gank is on the way. Lupus up front in the fog of war. The Thanatos possibly going to scout it out here. Nico looking around. Oh, yeah, they're aware.
Yeah, they don't have their D.Va there with them either, so a little bit tricky situation to be in there, even if they did find the pick, because they're going to be fighting into a 4v5 if they were to take that there. Bruiser Camp now up and available for Wildheart Gaming. They're going to go ahead and cap that. Now remember, Ceros Crypto Crew held off a little bit, so their Bruiser Camp just coming in right now. Lucky for them, the defense is on their side again, though.
Yeah, it is lucky. But Wildheart Gaming is going to get some damage off here, about a quarter of the health before that camp is picked up. And now CCC is here, diving in. Luke's going to back out a little bit, though.
Yeah, Sphere went out there, but it did not quite connect onto anyone on the side of Wildheart Gaming. And now it looks like Wildheart Gaming maybe wants to just set up for the defense, maybe catch someone trying to step into the middle of the Immortal.
D.Va poking with her ultimate. Big spear coming down to Lupus. Lupus trying to back out. Bloodlust is popped as well, and the Diva Bomb didn't hit anybody thanks to the time trap. Anduin is going to save Lupus, but CCC is still marching forward here. Yrel on the back line, hitting Greymane. Greymane hitting is unstoppable, but going to fall. And now CCC looks like they are going to take this Immortal Fizz.
I mean, I guess in this situation, like Diva Bomb, you're not really expecting to do damage with it much, but it's a good zoning tool for when the Bloodlust comes out.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, the Diva Bomb 100% would have hit somebody if there weren't the time trap there. I think it was Yrel, but it wouldn't have done a ton of damage there anyway. But
CCC running away with that immortal damage here, looking to secure this phase immortal, and this one's going to be pushing it in the bottom lane once again. This time a little bit more shields on it than we've seen in previous immortals this game.
yeah, we'll have to see what CCC can make happen with this immortal. This is probably this is the strongest immortal for sure of the entire game, but it's going to be pushing on a keep as they're cleaning up this bottom four pretty fast here.
This time we also have the Diva matching Yrel in the off lane, so it's a 4v4
Yrel's
down
coming
in the
down
bottom
now.
lane.
Yeah, Yrel recognizes that this is a big moment. Oh, Diva's going to join as well. Raynor popping his ult to siege up a bit here. Diva decreasing that damage. Yrel jumping in. Not going to get the knockback. They're backing up a little bit.
This keep getting quite chunked. Immortal still looking quite healthy here. If they find a couple picks onto Wildheart Gaming, they could look to close out the series here as they are up that one game right now. This is going to be the keep falling, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're just going to back out here and look for 20. Oh, they got the keep. They got what they came for. No need to get greedy here.
I'm going to stop to do this siege camp here. Wildheart Gaming knows exactly what's going on, and they're all beelining straight for this bottom camp. Imperious doing what he can to zone out Wildheart Gaming. Brownballa getting caught in the stun there and getting quite chunked, but the Leap of Faith coming out. Now we have the Mosh being hit by the ETC onto a couple members of CCC, and the Diva Bomb out. Bloodlust is popped. The team's looking to run away here. Tassadar wall going out. Members of CCC getting quite low. That Rhaegar getting chased down by the Diva now, as the rest of the teammates try to just zone them off here. But again, no kills in this engage.
These team fights are super exciting. I want to say, so it's 2 kills on the side of each team right now. At this point, last game, first of all, the last game was only 15 minutes. We're at the 20-minute mark coming up here, and there were 10 kills. We've only got 4 at this point. So this game way more close, and the teams are, I don't know, just super closely matched in these team fights. Very exciting.
Wildheart Gaming positioning to take this top siege camp. Chromie Slow comes out, kind of zone out the side of CCC. But Yrel in the back line here. Luke is getting quite low. Diva also getting chunked quite a bit. Big Q coming out from the Tassadar, taking a bunch of health off the side of Wildheart Gaming. They're now looking for the retreat. Imperious, though, almost getting picked off by the Chromie damage. Has to pop his angelic armaments. Looking to throw out a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, too far back. And here comes the light bomb from the ETC. Lands it onto the Tassadar. Yrel, though, in the back line, almost getting picks onto the Diva and Chromie, and the rest of Wildheart Gaming now, turning around and running.
Yeah, the
look at this. Look at
of these
this.
players.
Oh, no. God, I thought they were going to get stopped. That was so scary.
I thought the mill was going to stop that back right there. I really did. But the discipline of these players to know their limits, it's super impressive. I think Brownballa could have honestly traded a kill back there, but he thought, no, I need to be alive. I'm my immortal burn. So rather than get a kill, he backed up, played it safe, and we're at 50-50 at halftime, roughly here.
Yeah, both teams very close on the immortal burn. Unfortunately, Wildheart Gaming has that camp in the top lane that they're going to need to worry about clearing up. They did pick up their bruiser camp, so that's going to be pushing bottom. Level 20s are also online for the side of CCC, so a little bit more advantage. Level 20s now hit on the side of Wildheart Gaming. Chromie getting in a little bit of a sticky situation here. Leap of Faith comes out to try to save her. Unfortunately, not enough space created. She is going to fall here. And the chase is on for the rest of the members of Wildheart Gaming, looking to get that pick onto ETC now. He uses his Blink upgrade from level 20 to get out of there. Brownballa looking to just put a little bit of pressure back onto them and keep them off his teammates here.
Yeah, Chromie falling there was a big loss, but super heads-up play to get on her. It was Urel, I think, diving over the wall to get in the back line to put her in a bad situation. But they're...
I mean, the thing is they shouldn't have been anywhere out there. They knew they wanted to get that level 20 before looking for the engage.
True.
So a little bit caught out of position. Now Greymane getting caught. Leap of Faith coming out. That's going to save him. ETC sliding in to try and peel for him. Bit of damage being traded here, but again, no one falling on the side quite yet, aside from the Chromie that we saw go down quite a while ago.
Yeah, and CCC is only going to push top with 4 people because it does look like Urel is going to... No, Urel is opting to not clear up that camp bottom lane. Urel is coming in to make this a 4v5, take advantage more of that Chromie being dead, but Chromie is coming up soon here. CCC is going for this keep, and they might look to end out the game here.
Urel leaping over the wall here. Stun goes out onto the ETC, and he's just getting chunked down here. Half health, but Anduin here to heal him up. And the pressure is onto the keep. Keeps falling, and Immortal has about, 3/4 of his health left for this push onto core. All 5 members still up for Wildheart Gaming, though, so they still have a chance to defend this, especially with the Greymane. Unfortunately, D.Va getting popped out of the mech, and Bloodlust comes out, and they secure the kill onto her. Now looking to shred down this core. Light Bomb comes out, connects onto the Tassadar. But Greymane kind of in the back line, looking to try and get these picks and clean up the team. Rhaegar getting picked off first. Core still taking damage from the Imperius, though. Chromie trying to finish off the Imperius. Raynor getting really low. They're trying to finish the core up, but unfortunately 4 members down on the side of Crypto Crew. Mosh goes out to get this last kill onto the Urel, but she does pop her Ardent Defender to try and survive here. Unfortunately,
bottom lane this whole time. Bottom lane is getting pushed in so hard by Wildheart Gaming's camp that Urel did not clean up. And they're also taking core damage. Are they going to look to end this game out?
Oh my god, is she going to survive? I think the rest of the team just kind of like, we're going to go core and let the Urel go.
Yeah. I think they realized that they are getting core damage. Nathanatos is going to back right now. I don't think that Wildheart's going to be able to close out the game with Nathanatos backing and full healing, though. I think Nathanatos can clear this up. Chromie, again, they're not super great siege damage.
Remember, her ult is down, so if they do manage to just CC her enough and put the damage out, they could maybe finish off. Greymane is coming up in 5 seconds.
Wow.
What a close match.
Oh, man, you really hate to see that. 2 kind of missed core opportunities there. Wow. Chromie, I think, just popped off on that defense, got some really great damage, and ultimately saved the game there, but couldn't make it to the other side of the map in time to do enough siege damage.
I think, if anything, Urel saved the game there because she baited them into such a long team fight instead of having Wildheart Gaming just go for the end. And look here, they're looking to backdoor. They're setting up in the bush in the bottom lane as the Immortal Burn is started up here. They have that Greymane, so they have the core damage that they need to make it work. And look, here they go. They're going for that core race. Urel already catching them, though, realizes what's going on. They're going to look to push past her, start to hit this core, and it's really going to come down to this. If they lose this fight, they lose the game. Bloodlust comes out.
Bloodlust comes out. It looks like they're doing a lot of damage here. ETC trying to get stuns out. Uses his blink. He's going to fall as well. It's not looking good for the side of Wildheart Gaming. Man.
Yeah, unfortunately, 4 members down on the side of Wildheart Gaming make that 5, and they're going to be able to finish this game out here, making this series a 2-0 in favor of Ceros Crypto's crew.
Jazzy,
but I gotta
you are
say,
100% right. That Nathanatos play, top lane, forcing them into that long, drawn-out team play, not even dying. It saved the game.
I gotta say, though, like, they made it quite an exciting match to cast, so I'm not disappointed. It would have been nice to go to a game 3, but at least they put on a real good show for game number 2 here. So GG's, well played to Ceros Crypto crew.
GG's indeed. I did not see that happening. That was super exciting to watch and cast.
All right, let me just update. And I'm going to reach out to the team captain, see if they want to do an interview. So we just jump into a lobby in the NGS channel.
Okay.
One of the lobbies that are open, and we'll do the interview in there, and I got to ping them. All right. Let's see if he would like to come in for an interview here. Still waiting. Still waiting on Coffee to join us. Just want to make sure he knows. All right. Captain for Ceros Crypto Crew on his way here. I want to make sure Coffee gets in here as well. All right, we have Juan here from Ceros Crypto Crew. GG's, congrats on the win tonight. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good, to be honest. It was a fun set. I only got to play one of them, but I'm pretty sure my team had a good time too.
Game number 1, you guys came out very dominant. Game number 2, a little bit closer. It was a lot of fun for us to cast and see these races at the end and these core defenses. Can we ask, did your team have like a really dominant Deckard player? It seemed like Wildheart Gaming was putting priority on that for a ban.
Yeah, I think Zamil is honestly like a really good Deckard, and we like to put a lot of priority on him because it feels like he can do a lot as a healer there.
All right. Coffee, do you have any questions you want to throw out there for CCC?
Yeah, Juan, I know you weren't able to make it game 1. Were you able to watch the game at all?
I was watching the entire thing throughout the entire game.
Is that pretty typical of the way your team handles Medivh? I mean, what did you think about that strategy? Basically, like the graviton and then the silence underneath of the portal. Like, it just seems pretty oppressive, and Medivh never got his stacks.
Well, I mean, we haven't really gone over a counter to Medivh, like in particular, but I think they found a really good solution to that. With,
They're
graviton.
just so good. They figured it out on the fly.
And then just one other question. Game 2, what was going through your head at the end of that game when you basically wiped minus Urel on the opposing core, and Urel was just kind of dancing with Wildheart and trying to delay the back, and like what were you thinking, and what were the comms like at that moment?
It was just crazy in my head. It was just like I didn't believe like Urel was actually gonna make it out. I thought she was just stalling her death timer for ours. Everybody was just going crazy in comms, like, you know, like what the hell is going on, all this stuff.
Were you worried at that point that you might have lost the game, or did you realize Urel is just creating so much space for you guys to come back for a core defense?
Once I saw that she ran away with Divine Steed, I just knew we were gonna have a second chance at our core defense there, just because I knew they didn't have enough siege damage from there.
Now, at the end there, Wildheart Gaming tried to do a backdoor. Did you guys figure that they might do something? I know Urel was kind of around and ready for them. What was comms like there?
So we had our Urel player, Nathan, just letting us know that, you know, they're probably looking to backdoor and all that. So we were all ready for that, just in case.
All right. Coffee, do you have any last questions before we get into shoutouts then?
No, that's it for me. Just thanks for a really exciting couple of games to cast, and we're really glad to have you in game 2. So, GG's.
I actually did have one more question I meant to ask. Can you just tell us a little bit about your team? How long have you guys been playing together?
I played with Nico last season on Give Us 20, but we disbanded around the middle of the season. And then I kind of just put together everybody like before the season started for NGS here. So we're a relatively new team who aren't really familiar with playing with each other.
Oh, okay. Well,
Wow.
good to know. It doesn't come
show.
across that way. No. But yeah, GG's tonight. Let's get into those shoutouts. Who do you want to shout out, Juan?
I want to say, honestly, Nathan, like, good job on Urel there. Like, that was really great there, man.
All right. Is that everything?
I think that's all, yeah. Thanks
Okay.
for having me.
Awesome job, Nathan. Thank you so much for letting me cast your games. I wish you best of luck in Season 10 of NGS. Coffee, I will call you right back. But congrats once again on that win, Juan.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
All right. Let me get your video all set up before I swap over to us. End this off.
you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Discord just never likes to pick up the cam properly after hanging up. I have to like set it back up real quick.
I love the way you ended that. Congrats on that win, Juan. And it was like win one. I don't know. It just kind of rolled off the tongue real nice.
Discord or OBS is being a little silly for me, and I can't get your camera showing. Sorry,
okay.
Technical difficulties. My bad. There we go.
Anyway, honestly.
There we go. All right, that's gonna wrap up the series tonight between Wildheart and Wildheart Gaming and Ceros Crypto Crew. Again, Ceros Crypto Crew bringing the series out to a 2-0 victory tonight. Any last thoughts, Coffee?
Nothing. No, I mean it was just really exciting to stay Storm Division game. I mean, it's like you said. I mean the high level heroic, not Storm Division, heroic division. Okay. I felt like the first game was kind of oppressive, right? Like they were dominating, but then to see them kind of, refine some things, go back to the drawing board game 2, like Wildheart made that a really close game 2. I was ultimately hoping for a game 3, but I'm excited to keep an eye on both of these teams and see how they do in NGS.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I mean, I've seen a few of Wildheart games already. So to see Ceros Crypto Crew come in and kind of knock them down a little bit. But I mean, game number 2 being so close, I'm excited to see if maybe in future games and playoffs and stuff, if both these teams make it, if maybe Wildheart can pull a win back onto Ceros Crypto Crew in the future. But other than that, thank you so much for joining me to co-cast tonight, Coffee. I really appreciate it. Why don't you give yourself a shout out? Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm not streaming too much anymore, but I'm on all the socials. You can find me at coffeeclub_TV. And then I'm still posting on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff. You just wanna follow and let's be friends. But thank you so much for having me. I'm having a blast casting, and I really, really especially enjoy casting with you. So I appreciate
thank
that.
you. Oh, that's so nice. In terms of me, I mean, you guys are on my channel already, but if you enjoy Casted Hots games, that's basically what I'm doing these days. I haven't played in like well over a month, except for a couple brawls. So if you want to see more casted games, make sure you hit that follow button. I will be back casting tomorrow evening. We are doing a Div A West game, Runnin' Wilds against, let me pop over. We'll just go to the ending screen here. Div A game against Runnin' Wild against Fancy Flightless Fowl. Well, that's going to be hard to say tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's the intention of a name like that. They're trying to mess with you.
Just throwing tongue twisters in for team names. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Makes my job so much fun. But yeah, that's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So if you want to catch that, make sure you're around then. Other than that, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.